Well, welcome to episode 24, 25 FPL Top Dogs. Sorry about the flicker in there. Yeah, just catch up on what's been going on in the FPL universe. Thanks for joining us here. Just a rough breakdown of what went on the last couple of weeks. Been very busy. Got a couple of mocks done, guys. So let's just get straight into this. And thanks for joining us, FPL Top Dogs Ballyhaunis here in County Mayo and Christy Nicholson Pub Fancy League. Just to recap on myself, pretty happy to get from 4.2. I've made up a bit of ground there, a couple of good game weeks. Game week 23, that was the Arsenal versus City double game week. And we must have said Captain Rashford and got a little green arrow there for game week 23, which is there. Ranks a bit now. Keep the momentum going. Still have my trip cap and bench boost to come. Yeah, so lots of green arrows this season. It's just when you're in the millions, it's easy to get on a little run but go nowhere, like the quicksand. So it's been massive quicksand, basically gone from 7 million in game week 3 to about half that, well, 3.85 million now. So decent numbers, bit of disappointed game week 23, left a lot on the bench, but this game week 24 had a bit of luck with Jamie Ward-Prowse. So let's have a look at the detailed game week 23. Well, actually, the game week 23 standings of the league. Get rid of this, and okay, we're well into this. So this game week 23 just gone. The main thing is everyone was just astonished at how tight everything is in the Christie this year, and like anybody can win it. The guys have been saying, even this man Faceman, amazing picture, and he will feature in game week 24 mock. I just want to get rid of this flicker. Yeah, I think it's this one here, isn't it? No, it's the detailed. Well, yeah, the detailed one. Maybe go to this one, press that button. No, that's Nunes. That's it. Sorry about that, folks. Just bear with me. Obviously for continuity, I want to obviously have a little look at game of 23 before we go on to 24. So James Lyons there, 67, Haaland, everyone's had Haaland, trip cap played by Kieran Kiley. So that's another one, another chip used. Not too bad, but triple captain and Haaland is, there's like the fear of what if he kills it, like he's been doing like six hat tricks already this season. But it's played now, and Kieran's got a good score, and I think he's got what he probably wanted out of that trip cap. Above 12 to 15 points is what you're looking for on the rest, which he's got. Shane Healy, if you look at this now, very, very tight here. Joint top here, James E. Lyons and Kieran Kiley, 14.79. Shane Healy a point behind, phenomenal. Obviously the Commando Neenan is here, not too far behind, just 4 points down. Same with Sean, you shaky hair, and joint 4th, 6th. Patrick Coffin having a terrific season again. Everyone with on Haaland, double game week. Morgan Lyons. Arsenal unlucky that game week, losing out 3-1. They really gave it a go. But Morgan features in the mock-up for this game week 23. 107, phenomenal. And we'll have a look later on. Got in Saka. Obviously, Saka scored that penalty, so he's an Arsenal fan as well. And Arsenal stuttering a bit of late, losing away to Everton as well, and picking up, Newcastle draw at home, and losing the City, and losing in the cup. So a little bit of a sticky patch for Arsenal at that stage. David McNamara, good score. I suppose 70s is what you'd be wanting that game week. And the standouts were like Sean Shaky Hair, Morgan Lyons, Kieran Kiley. Wow, long dog. It's just what a season. But everyone's in much of a muchness, 60 to 70s. Fair enough. Most of these have climbed a bit of rank. John C. Halpin, he'll feature in Game Week 24 review, which will be coming pretty soon. Owen Collins is just as solid as a rock, solid Clare footballer, solid at the back. Ballyhaunis legend, club legend. Ryan Warden doing very well with his Cowboys 79. Daniel Fagan, very, very well. It was just a rough idea. Like, there's not much, like, if you see Parker 1404, yeah, there's a bit of ground there to make up now, 75, but I'm not sure if Park has much in chips left to play. Lots of people have used most of their chips now, apart from maybe a wild card and the bench boost is mainly what's left. So Cathal Carney in there with an 18, a great 98 there for Mark Phillips. So, and loads of us further down. Donny O'Brien. So lots of us just really having a mediocre season. Han Solo there in 47th. I'm way down here myself. Yeah, 60th there, 79. Happy enough with that. Pat Kiley in with an 89 there. But some really proper, pedigree top dogs here down at the bottom, and we're just going to have to get anywhere near the million this year to result like. But yeah, just looking at, I've had Mars in for a while. I've been persistent with Ward Prowse there. Rashford's a no-brainer. I had Odegaard in because I've played. Oh, I've got no wild card or no free hit left, so I've been. This is what they get part of the game I like the most is engineering transfers in and planning and plotting. I love that side, and I do come way better at the tail end of the seasons. And I'll have a run, that's for sure. I'll definitely have that run. So Kane there, yeah, that's I've decided to kind of go without Kane now. I've took the money, and he's not done much in those couple of games that he's had. Beating West Ham just there now, got an assist, but not, I have the money in the bank for him, and I'll show you what I've done later. Yeah, that's the Gunners. That's part of the mock for this game. So let's just go into the mock-up of Morgan the Prodigy Lyons. This is it now. A lot of work into this. I'm really kind of proud of this because I got a picture of Morgan in the game there, probably on his Facebook or something or whatever. And Game Week 23, Morgan the Prodigy Lyons obliterates the top dog Elite with a 109-inch cannonball game week. And that's in reference to his 109 he got in Game Week 23. That's Morgan with a cannonball. I've superimposed that onto the GA ball, and he's hurling that towards the Christie Nick, and he's killing it. He's in here somewhere. Morgan in at 5th, and really in at 15. He's made a lot of ground up in the last while, and just a shout out for Morgan. Yes, he's a massive gooner. Arsenal top of the league. Obviously, the Prodigy is more in reference to how good a sportsman he is growing up, and the years that I'd be stood in the sidelines there with the camera and seeing him just slaloming them through all the players and just goaling every, a lot like Jack Carney and the Crumpet as well. There's so much great talent, but I've had a lot of joy watching Morgan over the years, and so is his dad and brothers and all his family and friends. So there's the Prodigy. This is the Prodigy, the Firestarter, the music rock band, the punk band. The Prodigy. That's the tank that they use. The Spider Prodigy. Little superimposed. The Gunners thing, a tank. That's the rubble. The rubble left of what's of the Christie Nick. That's just what I have in the house there for Morgo. So there you go. Well, congratulations there, and on that, we shall carry on and see what's happened in Game Week 24. So an absolutely underwhelming game week this was, Game Week 24. Lots of like 30s and 40s, and because Haaland did grab something. Well, he didn't grab much. I think it's mostly people with Ferdinand and Rashford that really done very well. Yeah, so Kieran Kiley on top of the charts there. 1541 with a 9-point lead, and yeah, Kilman is all the rage because there is a double game week coming up, which is this game week coming up, Game Week 25. So shrewd move. Azabalag has been a revelation. Lots of clean sheets. Maybe Chelsea dipping in form a bit now, losing to Southampton. And for this Game Week 25 coming up, Obviously, Newcastle, Man United, Brighton, and Brentford, they all blank because of the Carabao Cup final, as we all know. Arsenal, Everton, Liverpool, and Wolves, they have a double. Um, just just double checking with that double. If there's anything else, I don't want to look like a massive fool in this. But yeah, that's confirmed the double. So Arsenal, Everton, Liverpool, Wolves player. So lots of people looking at double Wolves there, Fulham, but it's going to be tricky for them. I nearly wouldn't bother the brain power trying to figuring out what to do, getting lots of Wolves players in. They're good. Maybe they took a bad blow. I think losing. I think to Bournemouth at home was it 1-0. I think it was just a massive result there. And so you can't plot or plan anything there. The 1-0 there. Yeah, Tavernier and Solanke assists. So yeah, Solanke just tips away, does okay, and onwards and upwards for Bournemouth, I suppose, and nowhere else to go. So yeah, just looking at hang dogs or long dogs team Mares. Okay, you just have to have a lot of thinking to do with this team, obviously with no United and Newcastle and Brighton, but Brighton are doubling, I'm sure. I think in another game week, so it's very very tricky to plot and navigate this game week 26. Did anything get added? Um, Brentford and Fulham. I think that's just a normal game week. But I know Brentford and Brighton, they do have doubles coming up. And there, yeah, Brentford, Brighton, Crystal Palace, and Southampton. I've got Jamie Ward-Prowse, of course. I'm happy enough, but lots of people looking at Tony now. I'll be obviously thinking about this game week 27 and making sure I have two transfers to bring in something like Tony, I would guess, because he's on Penos. I know it's a bit boring, but Everton and Southampton away. Brentford are great shakes this season, so yeah, I'll be looking to get a Brighton player in me. I like the Stupian. Obviously, Mitoma, he's the man, isn't he? Lots of people with Ferguson as well. Yeah, so that's where we are. So game week 28. Okay, fair enough. That's just a normal week. I think game week 29, there's something going on here. Yeah, there's a loss, a massive big. So this is you can't really plot too much. It's game week 28, obviously. I forgot to mention lots of these teams might still be in the FA Cup. Arsenal, Palace, Villa, Bournemouth. So Arsenal, Palace, Aston Villa, Bournemouth. So Wolves, Leeds, or Liverpool, Fulham, one of them will be called off depending on who wins in the FA Cup on March the 18th weekend against Leeds and Wolves. But we know all this. Chelsea and Everton will be playing, so kind of try and think about getting a few players in for those. Chelsea, Everton, which will be guaranteed, and they're playing in that blank game week 25. And also Forest versus Newcastle will be on. So I'm just thinking of just leaving my dudes here on the bench for this game week coming. Looking at us here, I'm going to keep Rashford, Shaw. Lots of people are selling these, but I'm not getting rid of Shaw. Love these guys. They served me well most of the season. Trippier, lots of people getting rid of Trippier, as we'll see. And these price changes, we'll have a look. Yeah, I went in for João Felix a couple of game weeks ago when he scored that goal away to West Ham, and it ended 1-1. I know, but and then against Southampton, Chelsea, lots of chances, but just nothing went in. Ward-Prowse did phenomenal for me. Just was the difference between average and above average. He subbed on because unbelievably, I don't know why Mahrez didn't play. Kind of shocked that City would play a game away to Nottingham Forest, and Mahrez, their main man, that I don't know how they didn't score more than the one, but Mahrez didn't come on. So I know the Champions League is coming up next on the horizon for City, which Leipzig, Real Madrid, the 5-2 reverse. But yeah, very lucky. I had Ward-Prowse first sub, so that made a massive difference. So that's another feature of the mock as well, which I'll come to as soon as I can. Odegaard's just tipping away, got an attacking return. De Gea's just been phenomenal this season with save points and bonus points and clean sheets. So I know really and truly I'm not far away. Got Bueno for a double game week coming, and he'll be, well, it depends on obviously if Leeds beat Fulham away, then obviously that Wolves game will go. So just aware of that. But I'm keeping all these guys. I have got rid of Oyer. Um, I have thrown him in because of the double game week Liverpool with Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now, I didn't have the greatest game I know against Madrid. Look, he's got he's got two games there in this double game week. Okay, he mightn't play against Palace, but who else is attacking there? Klopp needs to get goals, free kicks. He's more of a midfielder. I just don't think he's a defender, but his pace will get him out of trouble here and there, but it's just awareness that he's been lacking. And I know Madrid are one of the best in the business, especially in the Champions League. So I'm taking a punt on TAA. I don't think he's massively owned. It could look 19 points. That's unbelievable for Trent to just be down that low, and 7.3. Like it's he's really plummeted a little bit there in the money. So yeah, Castagna. It's like that's the thing is I've got to play the two Leicester because I just have them and they're playing. So I did have Leicester in mind when I got Castagna in for this game week. So I've been plotting a number to make sure I have enough transfers to throw in. Get eventually got Zhao and TAA after the game Saturday game week, and then I got Salah in the game week before game week 23. So it's there. I've got anyway alive and kicking. I'm happy enough. Not the best, but it might be for luck. So that's where we are. So let's go back to this now. So there's a long dog there with a 9 point lead. Neenan with his Rashford looking, he's got a bit of his Wolves. He is kind of covered there. Mitrovic will be on Chelsea. He's got plenty of cover. He can rest these two for this game week. And he's fine. De Bruyne is a worry a little bit. Okay, himself, Laporte and Stones is, but the latter two, they're just sick, so they won't be traveling to Leipzig tonight, but probably be rare and fit and ready for their next game coming up in this game week. Let's have a look. Quick look. What's going on here? Spurs have Chelsea. Wow, big one. City and Bournemouth. Yeah. There's just no easy games in the Prem anymore, especially going away. You can't say there's a bit about Forest to hang in the game. But Bournemouth, they'll be buoyed with that win away to Wolves. So just can't predict anything. Fernandez has been a good friend to Joey Commando Neenan here for a long time, for years. I still think that he was the difference when we all captained Son. He captained Fernandez, made about 40, 50 points on everyone that season. Yeah, so yeah, John C. Halpin, a massive shout out, a massive 93. It stands out between everyone here. There's nothing there ever. There's just nothing anywhere near what's the double scores to ever. He just jumped. And John has a massive pedigree in FPL. His numbers are phenomenal, so consistent, and he's back. I had a couple of years just not at it, really. I don't know, but you look at it. I've gone through his figures before. You can do as well. John, I think you can go in through this way, but you just go into to himself. But John C. Halpin, known as Captain Meagley to the Commando, Sergeant Blast in the wacky races. I see the two of them as massive buddies, and they love the game. And like John's looking at 84,000 and 7, 8, 66, 31,000, 7,000. 49,000 and 11, 12, 61. Look at that consistency. Phenomenal. Okay, apart from that 1.5 million there a couple of years ago and the 700,000 there, you take them two out. He's been getting back to it. He's been getting more into it. But you can see all them years of consistency, and he's back with the massive, massive pedigree behind his name for all this. So yeah, that's himself. So you got like myself. I like TA for the double game week, and Rhea, well, obviously thinking ahead. Azavalaga, they'll rotate very well. Double game week coming up, and Chelsea playing all the games. Mahrez, he's on Mahrez. I'm sure somebody's coming there to help him. Mitoma is all the rage. Got his brightening, but has he Shaw? He's got two United. There's a few not playing in that one. Brentford. So I think there's probably a free hit there for John C. We'll see if he can, or maybe he'll just wing it alone. But we'll see. Yeah, the Faceman Healy won't be too. He's not little bit down. He just feels he's not got the most out of this game week. And De Bruyne, hot and cold. Sometimes he plays, sometimes he doesn't. It's a random thing with De Bruyne, and it's an easy switch to Salah, isn't it? So lots of people will be doing the Salah move or whoever. They think even someone like he hasn't got a Matoma. Well, he has Matoma, but someone someone. But we'll see. He's got Arsenal. Anyone there, you can just go a light midfielder and save the money, or get De Bruyne back at a later stage. But I'm not sure if De Bruyne's all there with us really. Botman, okay, fair enough. So Mitrovic to come on Friday night, which is an early Friday, 6:30 deadline this Friday, folks. So beware. Morgan Lyons again. He kind of a bit of average enough game week. It was looking very, very bad until United done very well. That 3-0 against Leicester pumped up a lot of people's scores. Otherwise, we're all looking at 20s and 30s. If United blew out there, but yeah, he's well. I think he's well prepared there in a way. So I suppose he got 3 United. Okay, so he needs to think. Yeah, Botman, lots of Brentford. Not lots. There's a lot there to be going. I think that's a great team going forward. But unfortunately, this is a kind of mini blank week, and most of these guys are playing are affected by the Carabao Cup final between United and Newcastle. So a lot to think about there. A good couple of weeks work by Morgan, James E. Lyons in there as well. Yeah, a lot of teams are looking kind of the same. Really went thinking outside the box with Tony. Look, you can't blame him for just trying to think a bit different and really go for it. And if you do take on Haaland and win for a few game weeks, it could rocket you up the board. So I'm not, let Haaland didn't do anything anyway. It was the same Hobson's choice, as they say. So yeah, Rashford might be kicking. I was thinking they captain Rashford, of course, but I just went for this. I should have, I'm low enough. I shouldn't be. I should be taking on Haaland more myself. Sean, shake your hair here. Kind of staying in the top 10, floating 15-18, still well in it. 23 points down, easy enough to make up. Most of the form guys won't be happy with Pope's performance against Liverpool. Had to get sent off and missed the final, which is unlucky. Karius is in there now for Newcastle, maybe, or Cam, the other young buck they have. So yeah, Stephen Stratton Nolan there, 15, 13, 54 points. Yeah, very, very similar. Not many have the Kane card here on the top, so he is always looking for something out of Kane, which will be, but there's a few, not so many differentials there. It'll be a good team to keep him up there and about, and to tweak it a bit now and again according to fixtures. So again, he's got a few United, a few Brighton, but yeah, I think he can manage this game week. Somehow or other, he's got a lot on the bench that will be playing that'll come in, so he could just hobble through this game week 25. Roy Halford there, 49.50. Dar Hunt, Adam Hickey, Owen Collins down a little touch there. That was a good move to get in as a Valagas. 5-point difference there, Owen. Well done, Mystic Owen. Just realised that Popey would be having a stinker that week. Well done. But again, Southampton, you'd be expecting a clean sheet from Chelsea there, but they didn't get that. And a look at Cathal Crumpet Carney, Ferdinand, sorry, is it Fernandez, Bruno Fernandez. Now that's a hint now for this mock-up I'm going to move on to now soon. Crumpet Carney stars in the mock, and he's a bit of a Bruno lover. Yeah, Owen Rowe, respectable game week here, 60 points. Okay, didn't go against the majority there, but Tarkovsky, great move. I was obviously watching a lot of what's out there on the Interverse. Tarkovsky is well touted and he is playing a lot of games and he is um Dyche's sort of himself. Dyche is a big fan of him, of course, from Burley days, Sean Dyche. So yeah, he'll get the best out of Tarkovsky and get Everton motoring again. So yeah, just a lot down here, as I said, not too much moving from the pack apart from John C. Halpin. I've crawled up a couple of places. It's just if I get past the 50, I'll just, then I might start picking up a bit. But like from the top 50 here, Sean Gilday, he won't be happy with the season either. 53. Moo Jerky's trying to think outside the box, um, and I'd like to think that those brave calls they will pay off at some stage. I hope so. Staying faithful for Kulisevsky. Son's back though, isn't he? So yeah, 1340 to me. So like got 43 points. So that's just where I'm looking at the minute. Can I get in the top 50? Get that might be another million pecked off. The sooner you get through these numbers, the sooner you can start thinking about more respectability. James Crane, 44. Will Nestor's down here. Crazy to think some of the proper players down here. Fergy Boland propping up. So that's where we are at the Christie Nicholson game week 24 done. Game week 25, little double coming on. Like a double blank game week this week. So the next mock, this is really from something the Oracle Mark Phillips said about how he loves Marcus Rashford. Oh, I love him. I could marry him. And I got the idea about this 1954 film by a guy called Stanley Doran, directed, and Howard Keel was in it, and Jane Powell, and the Barn Dance, and Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. And here's Faceman here with Rashford. Stuck fit with Rashford, another Rashford dude here. Well, yeah, John C. Halpin here. He did the bench boost, of course, so that helped him with his 94 odd, whatever it was, great bench boost. But still, that was a massive differential because most people got only about 50 to 60. So he's made a clear 35 points, which is very hard to do. And if you can do that, but Seven Brides for Seven Brothers is basically a guy called Adam Pontipi who left to go to the Oregon Territory in the 1880s or whatever. He met this lovely lady. What's her name? Amy or whatever. Lily, whatever. Your cooking is great. Oh, and you can do your chores. Oh, great. And decided, well, he'd marry her. And lo and behold, he brings her back to his cabin, his log cabin in the middle of nowhere. And he's got 6 brothers, and they're all there, and there's none of them married. So the whole purpose of that was that she was really angry that she's brought him home to, she's basically a manservant to the 7 grown men, and 6 of them unmarried and not have no idea what to do with themselves. So these is the 7 brothers. So the whole purpose is to get your brides, and the whole film, 1954, won loads of Oscars, best picture, best musical score, the whole lot in 1954. So these are the lads. They're the brides. There's Marky Phillips, of course. He wants to marry Marcus Rashford, the captained him. Very brave call, done very well. There's myself with Jamie Ward-Prowse, who came off the bench. He got booked, which I'm a bit kind of vexed with him. I could have got 11 out of him now, Jamie, but I'll take more free kicks, and he's on the way to probably taking over from David Beckham's free kicks in the Prem. Phenomenal record. Bruno and Cathal Carney. Cathal is captain Bruno for game week 24. A great haul. Now he could have captain Rashford, but still he had Bruno, and I still think it's a very brave call, even the captain Bruno. And there is our Roscommon GA player Conor Hussey at the back, number 6, with his beloved Darwin Núñez. And he also admitted to me and everybody else that he loves Darwin and he can't help it, and he has to have him. So Darwin did get an assist. He's got a little knock issue, but it should be okay, hopefully, for Liverpool's sake. And can Liverpool kick on and reach a top 4 in the Prem? So that's game week 24, 7 brides for 7 brothers, 7 top brothers. So a lot of work gone in to get two game weeks. So there you go. I'm glad I got a bit of a better picture of Conor somehow. But there you go. That's the 7 brothers. Mark the Oracle, myself here, Vince Wega, Cathal Crumpet Carney, Conor Meister Hussey, John C. Halpin, Captain Meekley, and Shane Luigi Faceman Healy. He's got a lot of monikers. Okay, just to wrap things up, I suppose, just see anything moving in the markets. 22nd of February. Not sure why. All right, Banford is blanking. If anyone will doing well for these. A lot of people getting off Chelsea assets. Almiron, obviously, I got rid of him because I benched him when he scored. You just can't nick it up with Almiron. I'm just happy to get rid of him now, and it's not my problem anymore. Yeah, so Bruno went down, so that he was a good. I think he was 9.7. Yeah, so yeah, this is basically. So where are we now for this game week? Most transferred in. Mohamed Salah, TAA's in. I'm happy to get TA at that price. I think he'll go up. Tarkowski's massively in. Saka, of course. People captain Saka for this game week. Arsenal with Everton, that's their double. Ollie Watkins scoring recently. Alisson's doing well. Nunez. So yeah, fair enough. Zinchenko there. Scored a goal. So Kieran Trippier, loads of Newcastle being transferred out. Tony for a while. So a lot of these will go down and then catch them just before everyone buys them back again. But I'm sticking on with my boys here, Rashford and Shaw. Yeah, so that's just a rough look there. Let's have a quick look at the King of the Travellers. Haven't had to look at this for a while. An immediate. Wow, so Joey Neenan is up there at the top. 17 wins, a draw at that game week 7 where it didn't go ahead because the Queen's passing. 6 defeats. Yeah, it was very, very, very good. And Cathal Carney's up there. In possibly can he win his first FPL Top Dogs trophy? Kieran Kiley, little bit of a gap. He has experience. Last year's winner of the King of the Travellers. Sean Shaky Hare's there. Donny. So they're not massively out of it. Same with Jermid, the big friendly giant Phillips. Morgan the Prodigy Lyons is there. So I would say kind of down to Conor Hussey there. Possibly an outside chance of still being in it. I'm nowhere near in it, but I'm still going to traipse on. So that's basically all I have for you folks. Thanks for give us a like, subscribe. It'll help get the algorithms up, as they say. That's the latest.